What's up, guys? Another wonderful day out in Colorado. Got the dogs putting around, sniffing my work. So, had to have the wife out here to honk the horn for me, but hold on one second. I'm going to get by the horns over here just so you can hear it first, and then I'll explain what I did. So, the stock horn's back here, and the cheap ass, I'll call it the cheap ass train horns right here, because it doesn't have a low, it has a mid and a high. But I found out on the truck, man, in here there's two horns already. So go ahead and honk it, honey. Do it long, kind of. Oh, wow, that's good. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you very much, baby. I appreciate it. Love you very much. Okay, so now I'll explain to you what I did here. When you're using a solder stick, be very careful of the blue flame. It'll melt right through it. I mean, it's brutal. So you need it for the wind, but you don't necessarily say, I actually would not use one of these. I would use a lighter if there's no wind, because this will just melt right through it. Blue flame. Someone suggested that in my solder stick video. Use the blue flame. That really upset me. And it melts right through it. So that's why I actually tape over it in case you melt through the solder stick connector, it doesn't short out. So the tape just prevents that. And you know, this kind of negates the whole fact that it's waterproof if you melt through it. So I don't know, you got to be very careful with it. So I had my wife honk the horn, and I heard it up here, but I didn't know where it was coming from. And luckily I have a junky old truck and my fender's falling out, and it's not even bolted in. But you got to unbolt this guy here. Mine, like I said, is already unbolted. So I'll just rip it down and show you. There's the horns. And they're actually quite loud, so I left them hooked up. And I just connected to it. You could see right there. I just spliced into it. And I did not use a splice connector. I used a solder stick. But, yeah, so it's loud. The horn is nice and loud on this. I do not know what they all come with. My fender's nice and bent here. But I do have the power stroke, so I don't really care what my fender looks like because I got the power stroke. So I mounted the horn in here. Okay, it's not that easy to find a location to mount a horn that doesn't get wet, so I just chucked it next to the battery. Like I said, I tapped it into the stock horn, and that way when you hit the horn, you get all four of them. You heard it. It was actually really loud when you hold on it. It didn't sound as loud when you weren't holding it down. But I'll have the link for this. I believe I have a link available. I bought it off Amazon. It was $25. I wouldn't recommend buying this alone because it's kind of high pitched. This was kind of a test for me. It was like, how loud is a cheap train horn is my point. And I spent $25 instead of $150. And I'm actually really happy because the Power Stroke has two horns on it already. It must have a low and a high. So now I have a low, a high, and a mid and a high. So it's just, it's loud actually now. And it would really blow someone's brains out if they were walking in front of you and you blew it on them. So yeah, here's another solder stick. See, I had to reconnect. This is my charger, my solar charger that I leave on all the time just to keep my batteries maxed, because I don't drive my truck barely. Thanks to Biden. But I don't drive my truck that much unless I need to, unless I got to fill the bed up with some stuff. I'm not Mr. Tow at all. Not trying to be Mr. Tough Guy. I just need a truck. I love my Power Stroke. Just love my Power Stroke. 325 horse from the factory. That's all I got to say. So I'll keep this video short. You've already heard the sound. It's great. I'm real happy. I added quite a bit of decibels to my horn. Now everybody will be completely annoyed when I blast my horn. All right, guys?
been
No
naughty
glasses.
or nice?